Okay, hello everybody. It is 4 o'clock Pacific time. Thank you for joining me on our first community education webinar. My name is Jerry Angelini, and I am the Director of Product Science Education here at Host Defense Mushrooms. We are going to jump right into some of the basics of the mushroom life cycle. We're going to follow that with a little bit on solid state fermentation. We'll talk about the amazing supportive activity of mycelium and fermented brown rice. And then we're going to cover four of the most popular functional mushrooms: lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps, and turkey tail. And then we're going to finish up with some with trying finding the best delivery method for you and a couple of key take-home points as well. I hope you're all having a great day so far. So, the mushroom supplement industry, in reality, it's really in the early stages of its development. We're constantly learning more about mushrooms. This means that some of the things that we initially thought were really important, these have shifted over time. One of the concerns that's come up is which part of the mushroom organism is better, the fruit body or the mycelium. And what scientific data has determined is that all of the mushroom organism can be supportive. It is important to have some factual background information so that we can manage the marketing information that companies use versus factual data that's been collected scientifically. So we really need to make a distinction between those things, right? So knowing the physical structures of a mushroom organism can be really helpful in this process. So the mycelium is the root-like structure of the mushroom. You'll see it over here, but you really see it all the way through, right? Because the mycelium is really the body of the organism. The fruit body is the reproductive structure of the mushroom organism. So the mycelium and the fruit body do have the same cellular structure. However, the cells are organized a little bit differently and they have different functions. So that fruit body is the cells are laminated. And that means that they're kind of squished together, right? And their sole purpose is to create, mature, and then release spores for reproduction. And then those fruit bodies will die off. Sometimes really quickly, like within a couple weeks. Sometimes it takes like months or maybe even years. The mycelium is more sponge-like in its structure. Um, all other life functions, aside from reproduction, occur in the mycelium. So this is digestion of the food, whatever it's eating, absorption of nutrients, creation of immune complexes to protect itself from predators and competitive species, even quorum sensing compounds. All of these occur in the mycelium, and they secrete all of these different compounds so that the organism can adapt to its environmental changes and thrive. So the important point here is that one isn't better than the other per se. The fruit body is in fact made from mycelium, and mycelium is the body of the mushroom. So that mycelium creates many more secondary metabolites that support life and wellness when you compare it to what the fruit body does. There are a number of growing methods out there for mushroom mycelium and fruit bodies. Growing anything can be demanding from a resource perspective, right? So we want to take that into consideration. When you grow mushroom mycelium on an edible substrate, this is really important from a sustainability perspective, right? Because what it does is it takes a food that you're going to eat, it ferments it, and it in fact increases its bioavailability. Fungi Perfecti has pioneered and championed solid state fermentation as our cultivation method. Fermented foods have been part of the human diet for thousands of years. They provide a range of beneficial compounds, and these support digestion and metabolic functions in our bodies. You can take a challenging to digest food like beans, ferment them, And this will increase their nutritional content and bioavailability. We're really familiar with bacterial ferments like acidophilus, right, that we might use in yogurt and kefir too, right? You've got fungal ferments that we're really familiar with, yeasts, and these are used in sourdough bread and even beer, right? We use mushroom mycelium to power the transformation of organic brown rice into a biologically active ferment. The magic of mycelial fermentation transforms the starches in the brown rice into immunologically active powerhouses. So we love comparing this transition of the caterpillar into the butterfly, right? Because you start with one thing, and by the end of the process, you have something that's absolutely different. Other questions that have arisen have been around fillers and flow agents. So as you can see on the side here, this is a host defense label. The fermented brown rice biomass is in the active ingredient area of the label. Our mushroom mycelium in fermented rice is validated through research to be a biologically active ingredient. So silicon dioxide, magnesium stearate, or just rice flour, these would be listed down here at the bottom in the other ingredient area of the panel, right? And that's where it's considered a filler or a flow agent. No part of the host defense mushroom products are fillers. Every part of our mushroom product supports health and wellness. Furthermore, a number of host defense mushroom ingredients have been scientifically researched and they have just really robust positive outcomes. There have even been human clinical trials using host defense mushroom ingredients with excellent outcomes as well as tolerability. Now, it is always important to remember that even with well-tolerated ingredients, each person is going to have their own individual response to a substance, right? Along with that, even if you've got a really well-tolerated ingredient from one or two studies, more research is warranted. And with us at Host Defense, it's ongoing. Host Defense is one of the precious few companies that are studying our mushroom ingredients for efficacy. The mushroom benefits chart is a handy way to learn about mushrooms, how they can support an array of health and wellness goals. So when you're considering which product or products to take, maybe even which delivery format and how much, here's some really helpful hints for you. 2 capsules is equal to 1 gram. And this is perfect for generalized support for the structure and function claims you see on this benefit chart. When considering more than a gram, a powder is definitely the way to go. It's much more financially accessible. You can do a half a teaspoon in the morning, and that's approximately 1.5 grams, which is about 3 capsules worth, right? Or if you really want to supercharge it, you can do a full teaspoon, and that's about 3 grams or 6 capsules. The 3 grams is a hefty amount. It brings a lot of mushroom power to your goals. The cost of the 100-gram canister is about the same as the 60-count capsule can bottle. So 3 grams or 1 gram, right, per day for 30 days, about the same cost, right? The powder is cheaper because we don't have to encapsulate it. So it's a really nice way to go. And if you only use a half a teaspoon, you can get 2 months out of it and you still get an extra 500 milligrams each day. So that's pretty amazing, right? You can even consider going up to 4.5 grams, and that's a teaspoon and a half. This is when you really want to supercharge your life, right? So finally, I want you to remember that mushrooms can build energy over time. Some do this really quickly, like cordyceps. Others do it really slowly, like, say, maitake, or even like lion's mane or turkey tail, right? Therefore, you really want to consider taking your mushroom supplements in the earlier part of your day. If you take them too late at night, they may keep you awake. So we don't want that. Sleep is really critical, and for a lot of people, it's a hard enough experience to engage in anyway, right? So take them during the day, get your energy while you're up and about, running around doing things, and then they may in fact help you sleep better at night. So we're going to jump into some of the most popular mushrooms out on the market. And the most popular, hands down, right now in the US is lion's mane. Everybody is talking about the smart mushroom, right? It is a mushroom species that can support both our brain and our intestinal tract. The recent scientific research shows that there are more than 100 million neurons in our digestive system. And that's often why it's identified as our second brain. It may be that supporting a balanced immune response and shifting our intestinal microbiome in a positive manner can have a profound impact on supporting a balanced mood. Lion's mane has quite a bit of research on its support for nerve growth factor, or NGF, and brain-derived neurotrophic factor, that's BDNF. So these are both messengers that direct our stem cells to differentiate into neurological tissue. And they signal our nerve cells to repair and regenerate on a day-to-day basis. So these are really important. Internal, our body produces them, right? Lion's mane research also shows support for memory, mental clarity, cognitive functioning, especially with elder adults. So, research can also show that lion's mane may provide support for mood and sleep. Now, the thing to remember about lion's mane is that it's not sedating, right? But it can support our body's movement through the natural phases of sleep if we take it during the day. So finally, host defense lion's mane mycelium in fermented rice has been scientifically researched and clinically studied. So you can use our lion's mane in capsule and powder and liquid extract, gummies too. We've got lots of delivery methods to fit your lifestyle. Reishi is wow, it's got a nickname called the mushroom of immortality. And it is really almost a revered substance in some ethnobotanical practices. There's a vast amount of research on reishi. So when in doubt about which mushroom to use, I like to consider reishi as a place to start. It may beneficially impact nearly every system of our body. Reishi strongly engages the immune regulatory response, and it's been studied and found to be a brilliant support for cardiovascular function. Uh, Reishi supports balanced cholesterol, triglyceride, LDL, and HDL levels that are already within the normal range, supports healthy blood vessel functioning. Reishi supports ATP formation for cardiovascular and skeletal muscle function and energy. Reishi also supports our adaptation to stress, and it supports the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and digest response, right? And this helps us get through those seemingly endless days, right? So it has a gently energizing aspect to it. Reishi supports digestive health, liver function, antioxidant activity. Reishi also supports sleep architecture. And that again is how our bodies move through the different phases of sleep. Reishi also supports brain and nerve optimization too. And so, with all of those things, you can really see why they call it the mushroom of immortality, right? And why we think it's a great place to start if you're not really sure what to do. Lion's mane, if you just want that mental clarity, cognitive functioning, support with mood, go right to lion's mane. But if you've got other things going on, maybe reishi is going to be your ally for health and wellness. Cordyceps has been recognized as an energizing adaptogen, and this helps our bodies respond to stress more appropriately. Athletes have really long prized cordyceps for rapid enhancement of energy and vitality. Cordyceps supports graceful lung functioning and oxygenation. It also increases muscle ATP or energy formation. Research in both men and women has shown that cordyceps supports athletic performance and post exercise recovery. So, cordyceps is the mushroom for people who are looking for increased vitality, especially when experiencing occasional stress and feelings of overwhelm. Um, this is really the mushroom that also supports lung function and that oxygenation for people that want to have more graceful breathing, right? So you get not just the ATP energy support, but also increased oxygenation. And this is why it's been such an amazing mushroom used in athletic performance throughout for many, many years, right? Uh, Cordyceps you can take as capsule, powders, liquid extracts. You can be really revitalizing. Definitely keep that in mind if you take it later in the day. You're going to get some energy out of it for a solid 4 to 6 hours. So if you take it right before bed, don't be surprised if you stay up after you take it, right? Now, that doesn't happen for everyone because there's some people out there who are under a lot of stress, right? And they're overtired, and that energy like gives them a little bit of a boost, or people that fall asleep even though they drink coffee, right? Um, that's a whole nother situation. But for most people, that cordyceps might interrupt their sleep cycle. Host defense turkey tail mycelium and fermented rice has been scientifically researched and clinically studied. So these studies show that turkey tail supports a full range of immune response, and this includes immune engagement, immune modulatory activity, and day-to-day tissue generative activity in healthy individuals. Turkey tail has also been shown to support immune cell memory and surveillance activity. Um, so when we take a look at its activity in the microbiome, turkey tail supports our probiotic bacteria in their vitality and allows them to thrive. And also, turkey tail supports liver health and wellness. So really, when you take a look at this, these are all of those really basic constitutional systems of the body, right? Liver function, it supports like digestive health, it supports that immune functioning in a balanced way, but also like day-to-day tissue generative activity and immune capacity to know what's going on in our bodies. So just a solid immune supportive mushroom all around. Again, you can take it in capsules, powders, liquid extracts. It's part of our elderberry syrup. It's part of our agarikon and turkey tail. It's in a number of our different products like our liver formula and whatnot. It's just an overall great solid mushroom for health and wellness. All right. We do have a whole bunch of different delivery methods. Capsules, these are convenient and concentrated. They're a great they're a great option for long-term health, right, in use. These are for people that are going to like set up their weekly, capsules, and they just take them every morning and afternoon. Great. Use the capsules. They're super simple. You're in that flow already. It's a really easy way to integrate it into your daily health and wellness regimen. The gummies, these are going to be coming fairly soon. They're new. These are excellent. They're one of those things that they taste really good. In fact, I really love the lion's mane one. It tastes like blueberries. Um, really well tolerated. They taste good. And in 3 gummies, which is the serving size, you get a full gram of the supplement. The capsules, it's 2 capsules for a full gram. The powders, they're super convenient. They're really easy to use. You can shake them up. You can put them in your smoothie, your shake. You can put them in yogurt. You can put them in applesauce. You can put them in like oatmeal. You can even cook bake them into cookies if you want. You can put them in soups and stews. So there, it's a great way to use the powders and to get these mushrooms in you if you're like, just, I'm done with capsules right now and I'm not doing the gummy thing. So try the powders. The extracts are concentrated sources of both extracts, water extracts and alcohol extracts from the mycelium. And in some of our products, the hot water extraction and alcohol extraction of the adult fruit body too. So again, if you're loving the Host Defense product, but you're wanting to get some of those adult fruit bodies like from Reishi, maitake, lion's mane, or turkey tail, you can do that with our liquid extracts. The throat spray is the Myco Shield formula. It's agarikon, turkey tail, reishi, chaga, and birch polypore. Equal parts, and it's the same formula, but you have 5 different flavors. You've got cinnamon, peppermint, licorice, which is licorice extract, like a decoction, citrus, and winter mist, which is birch. A great way to kind of get 2 to 3 sprays 2 to 3 times a day, support that oral and digestive and intestinal mucosal membranes, support the immune response. It's really rapid in its uptake because it's in that liquid form, just like the extracts. And then you've got those 5 flavors. So choose what is going to work for you. You'll get a little breath freshener in there, plus you get your support for immune health and more. And then the syrup is an elderberry plus syrup. It is elderberry extract, elderberry concentrate, the fruit juice concentrate, and 1 gram of 4 mushroom formula. And that's per serving, which is 2 teaspoons. And the 4 mushrooms are agarikon, turkey tail, chaga, and reishi. So really great options to choose from to get your mushroom supplement in. All right. So as we wrap this up, here some take-home notes for you. Host Defense mycelium and fermented rice ingredients. These have been scientifically researched and some have been clinically studied. Both the mycelium and the fermented rice synergistically support immune function. Lion's mane is the mushroom to support cognitive functioning, memory, mood. Reishi is the imperial tonic, right? That supports the whole body health and wellness, as well as immune modulatory activity. Cordyceps is our revitalizing mushroom. It supports oxygenation and physical performance. And then turkey tail is a solid immune engagement and immune modulatory activity supporter, as well as overall immune competence. So host defense mushroom mycelium and fermented rice is really generally well tolerated. Just recognize that there are going to be individualized responses and that further research is warranted and ongoing at host defense. Okay, some other important concepts, and then I've got some questions that I'm going to respond to. Host Defense and Fungi Perfectae has been growing USDA and Washington State Department of Agriculture certified organic mushroom mycelium and fruit bodies for over 25 years. Our products meet stringent internal and third-party testing, and this ensures things like identity, purity, composition, and even safety. We are non-GMO, gluten-free, and vegan. We follow FDA guidelines, and our facilities and good manufacturing practices are certified by NSF. We are a certified B Corp. Environmentally, we use BPA-free, 100% post-consumer recycled plastic. We do have cellulose-based packets for our microbrews. These are certified commercially compostable, so those don't add any more plastic at all. We do participate in carbon reduction practices and in global offset projects equaling 110% of our calculated annual scope 1, 2, and 3 greenhouse gas emissions. And then we donate to various research initiatives that support planetary remediation efforts and support the health and wellness and longevity of our sister species. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming on board today. I do have a couple of questions. Um, for those people that don't want to hang out for the